This story was originally published by Now to Love and is republished with permission. It's the confrontation on Married at First Sight Australia that's got everyone talking. After Bronson Norrish labeled his wife the C-word on Sunday night's episode of MAFS, expert Mel Schilling cautioned him over his language. When you use language like that in relation to a woman, how do you expect her to respond to you? A tip from me to you, don't use language like that if you want any chance of a relationship with a woman, she said. Read more, *MAFS, Bronson reveals family tragedy, my brother was murdered, *MAFS recap, Episode 9, the first commitment ceremony, *MAFS recap, a dinner party, a sex party and a surprise return. A tip from Mel. 2019 But fans took to social media to express their outrage over Mel's actions, pointing out that Bronson was simply taking a stand against wife Ines' long-running taunts, and while it might not have been the best choice of words, Ines is a bully. And now, the backlash towards expert Mel has reached fever pitch with an online Change.org petition calling for her to be sacked or apologize, has already clocked up nearly 64,000 signatures. Married at First Sight so-called expert Mel Schilling lashes out at Bronson for using foul language. This so-called psychologist is a biased feminist who has made it clear that she thinks it's okay for a woman to behave the way Ines does, the petition reads. Bronson has been a victim of her verbal and emotional abuse all week, and the second he decides it's enough, expert Mel comes in and says he shouldn't be using that language. The thing is, Ines is exactly what he said, a nasty, abusive piece of work. Mel needs to make a formal apology or be sacked from the show. The show doesn't need one-sided feminists, says an expert. The petition page also claims many fans have been blocked from 9 social media channels for leaving comments about the scandal. Things have gone from bad to worse with Ines and Bronson. Psychologist Mel has since broken her silence, explaining she doesn't see gender and was simply calling out Bronson for dangerous language. I'm gender blind in that role. Abusive or harmful behavior is something I'm going to call out whether it's men or women doing it, she told 9honey. As experts sitting on that couch, we are not privy to everything that happens to the participants during the week. If a person had a problem and they sought professional advice, that professional wouldn't have seen what they'd done for the last week outside of that session. They only have what's going on in that session to respond to, she added. Similarly, that's all I was responding to, what was happening there in the moment without the benefit of that information about what had happened in the wedding and the honeymoon. We only saw what was happening in front of us. The show has since come to Mel's defense, with a producer explaining the experts, made up of Mel, Tricia Stratford and Johnny, can only see small segments of the couples interacting and aren't privy to watching them 24/7. It's important to understand that the expert's role consists of 3 parts: the matchmaking of the couples, observing the dinner parties, providing relationship advice at the commitment ceremonies, and any private couples counseling if required, producer Tara McWilliams explained to 9honey. Adding, they aren't present during any filming outside of these weekly events, including the weddings and honeymoons. Meanwhile, network executive producer John Walsh also addressed the matter in a statement. There were 12 women in the room that night, and a man used language that was highly insulting and inflammatory in reference to his wife. Mel acted in the only way appropriate by calling out the language that is not ever considered acceptable anywhere, anytime. We are shocked at the backlash Mel has received for defending another woman. Now to Love.